All right, so I'm sitting here listening to some Phil DeFranco talking about the Trump issues, trying to play some Maple Story. And I hear that the administration that Trump put Musk in charge of to fire these people, they didn't even know who they were firing or where they were firing them from. Some of these firing letters, they said, seemed copy-pasted from a form and left out the name of the agency where the employees worked. These were mass firings, not even on an individual basis. They were just saying, like, all of you need to go. You're not here anymore. Or they didn't even know where these people worked. They didn't even know where these people worked. They just sent them a letter and said they were fired. This could have been anybody. They could have sent a letter to anyone who worked anywhere and said, you're fired. Don't come back into work. And then that person would just be out of a job and they wouldn't know what happened. I mean, if that happened to you, obviously you would probably call into work to find out what happened, why you're being fired, and to see if it's real. But it's crazy. Like this is happening. This happened to over 200,000 people without evidence.
Help number offered in a notice sent to a small business administration employee.
Yeah, and they sent them a legal help number, right? It didn't even lead to a lawyer. It was some apartment building. They're just writing up willy-nilly information and sending it out to people. And these people are reading it, obviously, because you're getting fired from your job. But the people responsible, i.e. Elon Musk, I don't think they're going to face any repercussions for their actions at all for this, because the president himself gave Elon this power to do this. So he's just firing everybody everywhere in government positions without any basis for the firings.
This plays out in court, but of course, the worry is right now is that in the meantime, a lot of damage is already being done. You know, as we talked about in the special Monday show yesterday, one of the biggest fears from these purges, whether they are legal or not, it's not what's the worst that can happen in day-to-day maintenance, though that is very obviously a concern. It's what happens when we come across any number of possible crises and we have agencies that are gutted. And then we'll get to more news in just a moment, but you know, if you're hiring for your business, you want the best people for the job, those with the right skills, experience, and passion. But you know, we all know White House, because apparently Andrew Tate has an out. But then from that, let's move on to news that involves your two favorite things, Andrew Tate and this White House. Because apparently Andrew Tate has an ally in the White House. Because you have the Financial Times now reporting that the Trump administration is pressuring the Romanian government to lift its travel restrictions on the Tate brothers.
Anyway, what I was going with this video is that I've honestly been talking about a lot of stuff that's been happening in the United States, watching the news, dealing with the law itself, talking to people from the government, talking to the police officers, doing my own research online as well, and learning that a lot of these people that you're talking to in any position of power don't even know what they are doing. They don't know what their own job is. They don't know what their qualifications are. They're just being handed these promotions out of nowhere. They don't know what they're doing. They're causing more harm than good, and good people like myself have only been led to suffer because of it. They're not doing their jobs. They're cutting people from their jobs that they don't even know what their job is that they're cutting them from. And this country is going to shit in a frickin' handbasket. So what I predict to happen next is with all of these with all of these deportations that are happening now, and they're removing birthright legitimacy in this country as well. So if you're pregnant coming into the United States, no longer can your child get birthright citizenship. But what I predict to be happening, since they're closing off the borders to Mexico, we're probably going to end up going to war with Mexico within the next couple of years. And with all of the tariffs that Trump is imposing on literally every other nation, including our allies, we barely have any friends as it is with how many wars we've stuffed our faces into, and we're already, you know, like week 2, week 3, whatever, into Trump's presidency, his reelected presidency, where he's basically a financial criminal. He's very good with money, I'll tell you that, yes, but he's going to be stealing money from people that are going to get very pissed off about it. And when he starts to import employees from other countries to work on things that we want to be established in this country, they're going to deny him. Or he's going to get himself into some hot shit with all of the people he's importing from other countries to do the work in this country, because he's going to be blocking exportation of those goods and probably blocking these people from their families. There's going to be no chain of information between any other countries regarding the sale and distribution and manufacture in our own country of these goods. And we're going to end up going to war with China, which was already in the works a couple of years ago. I have friends in the military who already established the fact that we almost went to war with China, and we're already shoving tariffs down their throat. We're already basically included in the war with Russia. All of those, what are they? They imposed something on Russia, saying, if you don't stop what you're doing, you don't stop your advancements, we will cut you off from us, and we will not be going to you for anything. They imposed something on them. I forgot the exact word or terminology, but that could have gone very poorly. They could have just said, fuck it, and nuked our entire country. I don't think anybody's thinking about this, but this next war, this next world war that's probably about to happen is going to be nuclear. I have a feeling that the United States is going to get nuked, and it's either coming from Russia or China or Germany or maybe even Mexico, our literal border. And we're not going to have anywhere to go. Every other continent that we could flee to or request harbor from, they're on the same continent as these people who have this manpower to invade and haven't been stopped.